I have this like weird sinking feeling that I'm getting myself into something that I was not prepared to do today, and we're just gonna do the thing anyways. So yeah, let's find out. Let's find out. I can't move. Oh.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
I'm sorry. Am I in the game? I'm already in the game. Okay. I feel like games tend to be a little loud for you guys, so I'm just gonna bump this down a little bit. Graphics, that's fine. Controls. Alright, the Finches. Edith, that's us. Milton, Lewis. Dawn, Gus, Gregory. There's sort of a leaf out here. Sanjay, Kay. So everybody in our family has passed away. Okay. Just have to
I
make
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Oh! Quirk, thank you so much for the raid! Okay. And I'm a...
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay. So there's a creepy path down one way. Okay, let's do creepy path first.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Okay, time out. This seems game advancing. So, let's go back. And see if we get more dialogue when we go up top there.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh gosh, I'm panicking. Oh, I'm panicking. There's two ways. There's two ways to go. Hey there. Okay, let's the road seems safe, but I feel like all the beauty of the game we're gonna get from taking the path down below. Okay, I gotta turn back. I'm really sorry, you guys. I want to tell you that I'm not normally like this, but I just have intense, like, fear of missing out on something at the moment. So I want to take the non-road route. Can I run? Okay, we can't run, so it's gonna take a little extra time. So all we have at the moment is a key and a house that we saw in the distance.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
Okay. That's a little scary. Missing. If you have any information, call the following. Milton Finch. It won't let me pick it up though. Okay, so at some point, our brother Milton was missing. I think this is where the road came from.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Is this meant to look like a dragon or something? Or it was some sort of like... Can't go that way. It looks like there's a slide in its mouth or something. Right. 11.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
All right. Should we be afraid of the house?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Honestly, I should have put the heart rate monitor on. I'm feeling a little nervous right now. Oh.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Dawn, Edith, Edie, and Lewis. In loving memory, Lewis Finch. Beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Edie. Where's Edie? Okay, Edie.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
What is that? Okay, maybe that's just wine or ketchup, but there's a broken plate on the ground, and it appears that the people that used to live
Nothing
here
in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile.
Loved books. Lots and lots of books.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Okay, well, that's not good. Okay, let's... Barbara.
Great-grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Barbara Finch. She like a movie producer? Worked on movies to some capacity. Okay.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Okay. Guess we don't go there. It's like we could.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Whoa. Okay, let's go to the very... Molly, 1937 to 1947. Okay, where's Molly? Barbara. Sven. How come some of these like aren't attached to the tree and they don't have like dates on them? Because I think Sven and Edie, but then just has Edie's name. Molly, Barbara. Molly, Barbara. Like after people pass away, they just... Ugh. Seal up their rooms?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Hey!
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Okay. That's looking like a go forward. So let's hold off on that for right now. Turns out my mom was really good.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Introducing Barbara Finch. My friend Bigfoot. Oh, an actress? Okay, so Barbara was an actress.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
And Odin ends up on the tree. So I think the names that are off the tree are people that married in. So like Edie was married to Sven. And then these were Edie's kids. And then Kay married in through somebody on here. And they had these kids. Our mom, Dawn, and maybe Dawn ends up married to Sanjay. And then we're their kids.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh. Okay, hold on. She was a child star for 2 years until America grew out of it. Was there a peephole on this door? Yes. Okay. My bad.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Looks like she had like a pet of some sort. It's a cute room. Did I miss any peepholes downstairs that I wasn't? Yeah, there's one there.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay, well, that's not extremely haunting or anything like that. I think that was the first of the sealed doors. Yeah. This one isn't gonna have one because you can just see through it. Back upstairs. Sven and Edie.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Oh, so she's named after her great-grandmother? She's a painter. Sven and Edie. Calvin, Sam.
My grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Like dead in the room? Gregory?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Why is Gregory's room a bathroom? Gregory. Edie, Sven. Sam, Calvin. 361. Okay. Well, we'll save going up the stairs after we climb through this.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
Reading what? Oh, this? I mean, yeah. Looks like it's just her straight up leaving this house.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Okay. Walking sticks. Definitely looked like she loved.
For the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
True. Like if the only thing you've ever seen of this is through the peephole. This is probably
I got
odd.
the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Oh, okay, so that little like dragon thing I think is still outside and they just made it out of like metal and stuff. It looks like her chalkboard is showing her dad being eaten by the sea monster.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. My Halloween candy was all gone.
My heart is racing so fast right now. Some water. Oh, we're gonna eat toothpaste.
I ate a lot of things that night. I kept eating and eating. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Hey.
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
We were?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Did we change into a cat often, Molly?
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
I'm sorry, Mama.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Well, this is unfortunate. Oh. Okay.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
I'm sorry, what is this? I don't know what I am or what I should be doing currently, but go under the car? Nope, can't do that. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, okay. This is odd.
There was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Will I be able to make it under here? Oh, sir.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh, why do we gotta be big and move real quiet? Oh, sir. Okay.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Okay. And into the pipe.
I got closer and closer.
It's our room.
all of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. Well, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Very much, loved birds. Mole man beneath the Finch house.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Run, Bigfoot, home movies, Sam medal ceremony, conspiracy, interview, Molly concepts. Edie won't go.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Edie won't go. 72-year-old woman refuses to evacuate because of a little forest fire.
Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon. She could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay. Which is what we saw outside. Tragedy strikes Finch family, something. Can't move this out of the way. That's not good.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Go that way. Who's this?
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Died a week before we left.
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Her room was like a museum.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh my gosh.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
I don't know how to get out of here. E, Q, R. I'm stuck. Okay, controls. Okay, does anyone know how to get out of... Yeah, right click isn't doing anything. I'll try to right click maybe on the 500 one. Yeah, this. I was just guessing. No, I appreciate. We're just gonna look it up real quick. Edith Finch, mouse and keyboard controls, how to get out of. What are these things called? Real news. Hold S. Oh! Thank you, Steam community! Steam community coming in.
It goes back a long ways.
Okay. If anybody else ever gets stuck at this part, shout out to Steam community. If you press and hold S, that's the secret here. The mysteries of death and thereafter. Odin Finch. Joining the great majority. Odin. Okay.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
This is something.
It was a pretty big trace.
The carpet is like... There's a Secret in This Bathroom by Sven and Edie Finch.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Sven gave Calvin. Milton. Couple turns land into Native Haven. Sam Finch.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Oh my gosh.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Go that way.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Okay, hold on. Time out. I need to get back in. I just want to open. Can I just open this, but not go through it? I'm afraid I'm going to go too far and then I won't be able to open it. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Okay. Okay.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Rick? Oh, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
That's the blood. That's the that.
Finch rattled and grew still.
Okay, let's not. Can we not? Well, bam.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter? Walter, are you there?
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
There was?
That night, she played her part beautifully.
Out the window?
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Oh, right. He's in here somewhere.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
No. No. He's out there. Okay. Maybe we go. Maybe we just go. Maybe we hide. Oh. I can't believe this is happening. Okay, let's assess from the top here. This can't be. Let's just keep swinging. Just keep swinging.
Vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. at the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
I'm so mortified by the whole story. I cannot even laugh at the corny joke.
To be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Okay. Like a super rotten cake in here. I can't even laugh at the pun. Man, this... I feel so bad for this whole family.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Well, now I know. Okay, so we have the attic. We're going in order. We're going in order of the deaths. Look. Odin first, and then we got Molly. Well, we did Calvin out of order, but like for the most part, we're like working our way up the family tree. I think I'm gonna do the attic next.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay, just kidding.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Well, now we're gonna. And we just saw how absolutely terrifying it is there, so...
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Probably, with good reason. What are the chances that we're gonna find a flashlight, maybe? So otherwise, this is
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Walter.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
See, I think that was January 4th
And
that
then
was
one
ticked
day,
off.
Everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
March 2005?
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Are you serious? This guy waits 30 years? Oh my gosh, I can't. He waits 30 years, and on the day that he finally, like, breaks through, he gets hit by a train? That is so messed up.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Hello? Sorry, I'm trying to lift it.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Gus.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. and the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Who is she writing to? Maybe at this point she has...
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
It's pretty odd.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Ooh. Christopher, Bob, Oliver, Shadow.
3
Shots.
of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Lucy, Daisy, Charlie, Tucker, Coco, Zoe. Oh! Derpy, Derpy Jr., Burpy, Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy, Zerpy.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Molly, Calvin, Sven, and Edie, Walter, Barbara.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Oh, that's them.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Oh no, I can't go back in. Okay.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Sam, Gus, and Gregory. Sam, Gus, Gregory. Dawn being my mom.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Lewis Finch.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Can't tell. It's over there.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Sam.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Wait, can I, without ruining this, can I go to the main menu?
You're right.
Okay. So Sam is our grandfather. Taking our mom, Dawn, out on a trip. Gus and Gregory, we see their tombstones, but we don't know what happens. So.
Dad, it's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Oh.
Aw.
Look at this little family. Can't zoom in on the birds anymore.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Nothing quite like being outside.
Giving no privacy to her dad at the moment. Should I take the picture anyways?
Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
I'm gonna do it.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Ooh.
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Public hunting season.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Can't get it's like out of focus a little
My grandpa
bit.
Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Guess, but
We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Holmes.
Let's see.
I'm just gonna take pictures of everything. So I want to be able to remember, you know, going on.
Maybe.
I'm on a trip with my dad.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Oh, we're gonna shoot it.
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Oh.
Keep yourself squared up. Now, great shot, Dawn!
Oh my gosh, I caught as she was shooting. I'm sorry.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Okay, I gotta go fast. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Run, 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 run.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
Oh!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
That's awful. Oh. My gosh, man. This whole family is like, the whole thing is just so brutal.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I know, he goes into war. Decided that he needed to, like, go up on a cliff and... Okay, honestly, after that last story, like, you almost can't blame, Dawn, right? Because she doesn't really want to shoot the deer, but her dad's like, oh, you gotta be strong to survive. So she does it. Then he's so proud that he's like, oh, let's take a picture, whatever. And then he falls to his death off a cliff. And then guess what? She doesn't want to talk about death. Like, having to watch her dad die?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Yeah. Gregory. Kay and Sam Finch.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Why'd the music stop? Oh. Away.
Watching over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Oh.
What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Oh!
Whatever it was, he saw.
Dang, I'm trying to get to the whale.
It sure made him happy.
So close. Hey! Okay, I see it. Come on, Ray.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh my god. My gosh. It's... I can't stop crying. It's... they keep getting like worse, you know, because like they start off as so like ambiguous, like you're not really sure how, like, you know, what's going on. Like the stories start off as so like far-fetched that it's hard to like fully grasp what happened because they don't seem real. And then as the game keeps progressing, it's like completely like these things happen, you know, accidents happen, and it's just like
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus. who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, he's remarrying.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Oh, Gus, no.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
We're here.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
I wish that what? Maybe I need to get everything off the beach. I wish that. Oh! Oh! Oh!
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
We did see, yeah, when we were at the beach, we saw the, like, fallen over totem pole.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Oh.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Milton Lewis.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Oh. Why can't it just last?
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Sorry. Ah, it's going too fast! No, 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 no! Sorry, sorry, go back, go back. was amazing.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
He did that? Oh my gosh. I have like chills.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
No, that can't be it.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Whatever Milton found in the house.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Why?
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
I think that's the way forward.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Lewis Finch. Dang, what a setup in here, though.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
I'm really nervous. I'm gonna hurt myself, like, doing something.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it too.
I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Hey there, new friend.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Hey, Lewistopia.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
What?
That all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Nice.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
New Louisville.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
Eee, going a little too fast, my bad.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
He wouldn't leave the cannery?
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
handsome queen.
Handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
Oh! Sorry, Radiant Rainbow!
He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
Sitar.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Can't even see
He knew
what's
the
happening
world was all
anymore.
in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Whoa.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who had insisted on advising him.
Our cat Molly.
His queen waited, holding his crown. was only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Me too.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
What happened?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, You know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
Oh, I can't hear it anymore.
For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
It was me.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
This is the saddest, most heartbreaking game I've ever played. It just got so much and so much worse as it went along. Oh my god. Gosh, imagine being a playtester for this game. Like, what do you say when you come out? Like, my gosh, is this what you want to do? Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did we miss Sam? No, we did Sam. Oh, Sven? I don't know. I thought she was still playing Alien Isolation because of the tears, you know? Oh, no. How do I... I don't know how it works with, So the thing is, like, I don't remember drawing Edie, but, I don't know. I don't think there were, I don't think there were stories for, like, the people that married in, or, like, the offshoots, you know? So I don't think we got a Sanjay, a Kay, or Sven. And I don't know if the Edie ending is just when you're driving away in the car, but I don't remember physically, like, drawing hers, you know? Maybe we should have gone for a cozy, zero-stress game. Yeah, this was so... You can learn about Milton in the game Unfinished Swan. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this was... Clickbang, I think you're onto something here. Sad Sundays. It's... Oh... You guys, this is like, this game has been recommended and in my wish list for like over a year now, probably. And the only reason why I ended up playing it today was because I initially was gonna play Life is Strange, but the remastered version is coming out on Tuesday, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll find something else to play today. and landed on this. When did you play Diablo? I haven't played Diablo. Did you? Yeah. I've played through Journey, and recently I also played through Gris. Oh. That's why we love you. You feel so much. I am such a... I don't know. I've like always felt my whole life that like there's something wrong with me where like I just feel things so intensely. I can't even talk. It's just so sad. And it just never, there was no relief. Like, it was just, they like sort of attempt, sort of to like, oh God. Okay, well you guys you're just gonna have to look at this right now. They like sort of tried to have these like little upbeat moments or whatever. But it's so overly intensely sad that it's like even the little upbeat moments I couldn't even like get out of the sorrow in those moments. Nothing wrong with you. I'm the same way. We just care more. Yeah, it's like hyper intensely like empathic. I don't know. I do need to rehydrate. Wait, look at this. I can't even grab them all. I can't even grab them all. The storytelling is great, but it fills you with dread as you realize what is happening. I would totally be interested in watching a video of just like the storytelling aspect of the game, because they go from these really like you understand as the player that people in the family are dying, but the initial couple of deaths that you get introduced to, they're very storytelly, you know? And then once you get past into, I can't figure out what like the point was that it sort of flipped over to be like real life things that happen to people. The baby one is so sad. Oh my gosh. Because it's so, I think as we were starting from Sam's death, and just like first off, just thinking about like as a child, like seeing that, and also like a picture of the moment that something like that happens to a parent is this the most upset you've ever got with a game? I think so. From like the top of my head. Yeah, just off the top of my head, like when I was playing through Journey, for example, okay, I guess I have like 17 thoughts all happening at the same time, but what's different about this game that I'm having a hard time thinking of like another game in which this has happened, but the game puts you in a state of sadness and then it never lets you get out of it. And I feel like I was playing that game for like 6 hours, but hold on, what was my final playtime? It took me 2.5 hours, and it felt like I was in there for 6. I'm trying to think of like the next closest that I feel so like just crushed. This, like, what I feel for this family is just I don't have words. It's every time that you're like, there's no way, like, no, not another one, not again, and it just does. You did them all. People normally miss the cannery one. Dang, how would you even miss? Oh my gosh, that's something else too. Like, the developers of this game, every single story that you got put into and you played through, they were all so incredibly different. Like, playing, like being Molly as the cat, and then Barbara in the comic book. The cannery one is incredible. Like, the little... It takes up like this much of your screen because the rest of it is you actually doing the cannery stuff. And like the game that I saw in that little like side story game, like that could be an actual real game somewhere, you know? And it was just on the screen like as you're having fish heads chopped off. It's really insane. Yeah, okay, Last of Us 2 is, for if anyone hasn't played it, I'm gonna keep it spoiler free, but the, my gosh, the ending tore my heart into teeny tiny little pieces, and I just like, I was so mad at the devs, because I'm like, you're not gonna make me do this right now, like, you cannot. And then just fighting with yourself and the whole thing, I was destroyed. It was, oh my gosh. I am definitely gonna have to put some like frozen peas or something on my eyes. I've been crying for like 2.5 hours straight, and my eyes at work tomorrow are just gonna be so swollen and a mess. Even though you're sad right now, are you glad you played it? I am so glad that I played it. I don't know. This has been... I don't know why it took me so long to play it too. I think what happened is I got it in my mind that it was a scary game or like creepy in some sort of way. And it just made, like, that's why it never, like, came to the front of the list when I'm like, oh, I just want to play, like, a one-stream type game or whatever. But I'm so glad I played it. Just incredible. Thank you so much to the Edith Finch team, Giant Sparrow, and Annapurna Interactive. Thank you. This game totally is so deserving of all the awards ever that it has won. You've really messed me up. So if that was the intention of this game, well done. Well done.